Hey, what's up, guys? So, we are in our last week of our series on testimonies. Testimonies are powerful, and so this week we're going to have Josiah share his story with us about how God has changed his life. So, Josiah, why don't you share a little bit of your story with us?
I'd love to. I grew up in a Christian home. My dad was a pastor, and I kind of come from a lineage of like ministers. My great grandpa was a pastor, his father was a pastor, and so on and so forth. So just really like that whole like element of pastoralness was on my family. My mom worked in children's ministry, so I was in a lot of children's programs, pageants, things like that all my life. And one day when I was just turning 13, my family made the decision to move to Minnesota to pursue a new job in ministry. And it took my life that I had known and just totally broke it into shambles. And I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to function. I didn't know how to do well in school. I had gone from straight A's to almost failing out of just middle school. And ended up getting into skateboarding just as an escape. Some of my friends back in my hometown had skateboarded, and I just knew it was fun for them, so it must be fun. And so I got into it and started throwing my heart into it. I was playing music at the time, so I was throwing my heart into writing lyrics, but all my lyrics are like, God, where are you, basically. And as I traveled through middle school, I got involved with the wrong crowd. Ended up smoking weed, drinking a little bit, and having to steal cigarette butts from my neighbor just to get like a nicotine fix. And it was just a horrible life. I hated it. I got introduced into pornography, just like a whole bunch of stuff that I just didn't need to know coming from this sheltered life in ministry. And one day, like halfway through my high school career, I was failing out of high school. I didn't really care about high school anymore. I had this awakening that like God was like, what are you doing with your life? Take a look at your life and see what it is. And I took a look at my life and I was like, oh my gosh, like my family hates me. My friends are all liars. Like they all like just lie to be with me. The only reason they're around me is because I'm helping like get weed. I'm helping like have that kind of fun, and just it wasn't genuine. And God kind of laid it on my heart of like, you used to be a genuine person in your relationship with me. Where's that been? And so I had a moment of surrender where I was like, God, if I throw my life fully into you as I through my life fully into this stuff, like you got to help me to overcome this marijuana addiction and all this stuff so that I can reset my life. And it was like a miracle came on my life, and an element of peace where I could refuse it. I remember going down to Hamlet Skate Park in Cottage Grove, Minnesota, and I was hanging out with the same group I always hung out with, and they were going to go off and smoke. And they asked, like, yeah, you want to join? And I was like, no, I'm good. And it was just that element that showed me that God truly had power. From that element, I felt a passion to pursue the aspects of, like, being a minister in skateboarding, because I had been in the crowd and I had been of the crowd, and God had changed my life. And so I went to college for ministry, ended up taking several classes that grew my skills in ministry, and met my wife there. And we've been married for 3 years, and it's awesome. God's using us for ministry. And I have no telling where I'll go next, but I just know that God is with me and God is changing me each and every day.
That's awesome. I appreciate you sharing your story. This week we are looking at, wow, my eyes are really, really popping out there. 1 John chapter 4, verse 7 through 12, where it talks about love. That love that you talk about, like how you experienced God's love in your life. That's the passage that we're going to be looking at this week. So I'm looking forward to Bible study this week with all of you guys. And if you want to read ahead, go to 1 John chapter 4 and you can take a look. We'll see you soon.